But we're going to jump into this action featuring two Korean pros from the teams FXO and... Actually, Light's not a Korean team, is it? No, it's a foreign team. Okay.
Close enough.
Golden's still Korean, though. Formerly of Slayers, formerly of a whole bunch of different clans. Well, maybe not a whole bunch of them, but formerly of Slayers. In the top right, he is GoldenLight in the yellow, of course. And in the bottom left, he's playing Zerg this game.
Well, they both random.
Opposed to other. They did
sure Golden is a
random. No, Golden's a Zerg player.
Is he?
Yes.
Oh God. Yeah, he did
And
on purpose.
so they're telling each other. Oh wait, no, he told him toss, but he's Terran, and I can't read Korean, so I don't know
My Hangul is quite rusty.
what happened there. But
Okay, non-existent.
these guys obviously are friendly with one another, and pulling a big old joke on Doom and Swonder now. Off racing.
They random. They announced it in the chat.
Oh, did
before
they?
the game. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
First set only. Second set will be back to normal.
Okay. Well, this is a treat for the fans then. Obviously, they're doing it for the fans. These guys are some showmen. One of the first games I remember of Golden on GSL, it was back when, what was that terrible map? The worst map ever, Steps of War.
They had GSL Steps of War?
First and second, and first and second season, definitely.
Where the hell was I?
Oh my gosh, man. Golden was one of these just, cool Zerg players. He did one of these cool things where he stole the gold minerals and he was walking around with the drone with the gold mineral and, just a lot of show you can see him. He even went so far as to try to hatch first on Steps of War. He tried to hatch first to, not the natural, but to what was the third location. And he threw down an Evo chamber instead of a spawning pool to try to trick his opponent into thinking that a spawning pool was created. You see it? Yeah, you see now? And it was just really, really clever. And, I knew from that point on we had a star in the making out of Golden. He recently competed at IPL, didn't he? I'm pretty sure he was at IPL.
Let me check that out for you.
I think ASD is, or Crane is a little shocked to see Terran rather than Protoss at this point here, which I believe Golden called, but regardless of it, he's going to have some pressure here coming down with the bunker, and we're going to see how good Crane's chops are defending off a bunker rush. 6 Zerglings on the way. And speed. And we see Golden following up with Reactor Hellions back at his base.
Easy to defend here.
Yeah, he's going to have no problem.
Bunker. Be no problem here. And Golden did participate in IPL 4.
Alright.
He took down Demaga 2-1, but then lost to Leenock in the winner's open bracket.
Ah.
And let's see how far he got in the losers bracket afterwards. Let's see. I'll get back to you on that.
Alright, alright. So while the stats man's checking out the stats, we're going to go to the action here. We see 2 Marines sitting kind of naked out here, and if they are not having a good day, is he going to get them though? Oh, Hellions. Hellions. So this is the classic matchup, Swonder. TVZ.
My favorite matchup.
Is it?
I think many people's favorite matchup.
It's definitely not my favorite matchup on ladder right now, but it is still one of the most entertaining matchups that we can see. Seeing these Hellions move up into the natural now, and he doesn't have the spine crawler up.
He did take out all his drones. He moved them all up to his main. Very safe play there. Maybe not necessary with the 2 queens, but why not? Better safe than sorry, right?
Well, as we know, Crane is not, in fact, a Zerg player.
That's true.
So at this point, he probably isn't aware of any timings or possible timings. He probably knows about them.
I'm sure he knows them. Come on.
He probably knows about him,
Hammer.
but the simple fact that he blocked the ramps with the queens, he was expecting a lot more Hellions to come through. And he is going to see the 4 now. And if we look at his vision, he is going to send that Overlord in to scout now. He does have knowledge of the expansion going down. But he's got to be careful with his queen. And the Spine Crawler will take care of that.
He can just let the Hellions attack the Evo. Evo's not going to go down anytime soon against those Hellions. But he will see 2 more coming in. You know, now things are getting a little sketchy here. With the Marauder.
Yeah, he's probably going to see this Marauder and be like, what? Why are
Marauders?
you bringing one Marauder? Why are you bringing one Marauder here?
He did a nice surround there.
He did get a great surround.
That pretty much denies the whole attack, I would say.
I would say it deters it. Dropping a mule to heal.
Let's do that to repair Mule.
Well, we see Golden dropping down a 3rd command center as well. You know, I'm not sure if this mule type of behavior is going to be bringing up in the new Terran metagame. Maybe we'll see it more common. You know, you could say 225 minerals or a mule. It's a tough decision. Mule to heal your tower.
Do they repair faster than SUVs?
No.
Okay. Is it cheaper to repair that with them
No.
than SUVs? Okay.
No, they're not that OP.
Okay. Just these lings. There's a lot of Hellions there still.
He's probably going to see that mule out there and be a little confused. He's just going to try to run by. Maybe he's going to try to get some scouting out on here. If we look at his vision, no knowledge of the 3rd and actually no knowledge of any unit producing.
He's going to see a 3rd. He knows the natural's up. We have double upgrades going on for Terran here. A couple more barracks going.
Oh, and he's going to get in the main. So going from absolutely no information to seeing everything that's going on now, pretty good move there of Crane.
Definitely, but you know, if you look at the supplies are even, which is okay, but the Terran's 3rd is complete, and the Zerg really has no way to put on pressure here with so many Hellions and only Lings available. So he's gonna have 3 orbitals against a 2-base Zerg, who is even on workers at 10 minutes into the game. You know, Lair's just over halfway finishing. You know, Crane is definitely behind here.
Anyone like barbecue? That was a lot of Lings going down.
Yeah. I don't know if I would like a Ling barbecue.
I'll try to eat pretty much anything. So I would give it a shot.
Yeah, I mean, once why not?
How often do you get the opportunity to eat char-grilled intergalactic space alien?
Not too often.
No. He's probably not going to cancel this 3rd, though he doesn't have a real good answer.
But, you know, those Hellions will not do any real damage to that hatchery before this flank comes in.
None. He's
probably not enough links for the flank.
Not going to flank with enough links here. And I mean, Golden being a Zerg player is probably like, oh, I feel so powerful. But then again, he is going to take out all these Hellions. But that's not his overall plan. His overall plan is bio and tanks.
His 3rd is getting saturated. He's dropping the mules.
He doesn't have enough barracks. He does not have enough barracks to do a full-on onslaught. And as we see, he's going to add some more barracks on here. He recognizes that. But he is going to at least feign the pressure now. Crane does see this with the watchtower. So you got to think he's probably going to be prepared.
Crane, now I was going to say, he's not making infestors. He had plenty of money for them, and his passaging glads were timed out correctly, but he waited a little longer to make the infestors. But now 5 coming up,
yeah.
20 Lings in production. We're going to see some major pressure coming out here. He's going to try to just totally destroy this relatively small push coming out from Golden here.
And it's more than a relatively small push. It's a very small push. You want to move out with more tanks. He does have stim, so.
Does he need the tanks when there's not even a Baneling's nest on the field yet?
He needs.
Against the Festers who could use them.
Tanks are becoming more and more prevalent in the matchup because of the likelihood of Zerg players using infestors over mutas now. But he doesn't have siege mode, so they're really not that useful at this point.
Siege mode will be done soon.
Siege mode will be done soon, as will the Baneling Nest.
Look at Marines for a drop here, possibly.
The Infestors are covering the ramp, so he's covered there, and he's actually going to go out with a little squadron. See what's going on the map.
Yep.
He's going to see exactly what's outside of his base.
We're now 14.5 minutes into the game. Worker count is even. Supply count is in the Terran's favor somewhat, but not terribly.
Nope.
Huge drop going on in the Zerg main, and he is not really reacting to this. He's getting the drones, he's going after the lair now. Lings coming up, but the Infestors are not actually coming into the main. You know, these Lings...
Ah!
What was that?
Oh, but he's not targeting the lair!
Oh, jeez.
Oh! Golden.
I wonder if Crane knew those Infestors were going to pop at his main and didn't need to move any back.
Golden. Alright. I think he thinks he won because he's got the 3 bases up.
He's not too far off either. He is up 40 supply.
He only killed 9 units. I mean, he's killed 116 compared to the 35 units for the Zerg player Crane.
Again, this is, you know, there's a lot of tanks here, but...
There are a lot of tanks.
Low Marine count and, you know, huge fungals going down.
Dude, these medevacs, are they going to be enough? Man, he just barely didn't scrape by on that one. That was actually a lot closer than I expected it to be.
Yeah.
I thought the Zerg was just going to crush him.
4th base coming up for Golden here.
He's being really bold with the way he's pushing his expansions. I mean, we saw him take the 3rd really, really quickly. It looked like there was another drop in the main here. But I guess it was cleaned up. Or unless those are just the 2 medevacs from the last drop that were sitting there.
You know, I would say Baneling speed's about to finish. And he does have a lot of Infestors with a good amount of energy. You know, like the tank count is low. Really, the Marine count is even... Where are all of Golden's units? He has almost 80 SCVs, so that is...
It's like, why are you wasting your mules? Do not disturb me.
And the drop gets...
Do not disturb my Marines. Oh my gosh. I have to say, this is some incredibly unorthodox builds we're seeing out of Golden here. He's even got a Reaper thrown into the mix over here. He cancels the 4th. And he just picks him up in the medevac.
Nice lift off that.
Man, this is actually kind of cool. We just get another mule drop. He's just messing with him. I think he recognizes the fact that Crane is not comfortable with Zerg.
Definitely.
He's on 3 base, trying to put this 4th up. Even bases with the Terran for a long time too. Let's add. And he's not even really saturated down here. Oh, that Reaper.
Golden must know, you know, what is hard to defend as a Zerg player. What would give me a fit if I was playing against a good Tyrant?
Yeah, I think he's just screwing around with him at this point, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see these all these Infestors going down.
That's not good.
Stays dropping mules, man. We might see some type of Baneling action down here in the lower right.
The highest number of Manor Mules dropped.
Yeah, and he is going to get a huge fungal off here. And largely clean up that force. You know, cleaning up the medevacs is actually, you know, that'll actually benefit him here, especially since, I mean, we see the 2-2, we see 2 Thors on the way.
He's now at 2 base though. Alright, now he's actually at 1 base. He never remade his lair or his hatchery in the main.
And there's another drop going down there. He's spread pretty thin at this point, but he's going to do what he can to try to counterattack, and it's
more mules coming down. Has he actually mined with any of his mules, or has he just been dropping them at random points?
I think it's safe to say that he has dropped every single mule he's gotten in his opponent's base. And we see the GG, or the Korean GG.
Interesting game 1 to say the least.